In the HelpServer overview video, we briefly showed you that HelpServer can be used to create conditional content. In this 30 minutes video, we are going to show you in depth how this can be done. Imagine you have to create and maintain manuals for different products, which have many things in common, but in the same time differ a lot. It can be a daunting task to create all your manuals and make changes to all these different files in order to deliver up-to-date content to your target audience. If you're, for example, using Microsoft Word to document your products, this would probably mean you would need to manage content in many separate files, where each Microsoft Word file would represent a different manual. This will soon prove to become rather difficult to manage. This video will show you how to cope with this when using HelpServer Smartcontent feature to create variations which will increase your use possibilities. I already created a new project that holds some content. So this is our demo smart content project that I created. It contains one book, manual model, and in this book we have some topics. We have an introduction that you will see in each book. In each variation you will see this book, its general content, but there will be different product pictures in this book regarding if you're looking at a book for model A, B or C. It will also contain some links to this topic, will also contain some links to the other topics. Some links will have to appear, some not, so they will have to be made conditional. Then I have a common feature topic that appears in all the manuals. Then I have one that describes feature A, which is only present in model A. So in our manual for model A. The same goes with B. It's only visible in book B, the book for model B, and the same applies to C, only visible in the book for model C. Then I have a chapter which is called features AB, and that will only be visible when either the product is A or it's B. Okay, so how to tackle this? With HelpServer you can create variations by making use of smart content. And smart content is based on three main building blocks. First we have a variable, we have a smart set which sets the variable value, and we have a smart rule which is a condition that is tested. Based on the variable value, this condition will either evaluate to true or to false. In most cases, when it evaluates to true, we will display some content. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to create a variable. There are system variables, but these you cannot change or add. So what we need to do, and everybody can do this based on his case, he can create new user variables. So here we are going to create a new variable. I'm going to call the variable model, and model, let's look at the properties of this variable. Model will not be applicable to user profiles because it will apply to a content object. In our case, we will set the value depending on the book. Can it be multiple values? No. It can only be one value at a time. So multiple values should be unchecked. You want to, yes, okay, you can capitalize the first letter in sentences, and style usage refer to the current paragraph or character style. This means when our variable is used inside the topic, it will adopt the paragraph style or even the character style. Okay. Now we have our variable, and now we are going to create a first value, and that value will be A, Another possible value would be B, and a third possible value would be C. Okay, so we have our variable in place with the 3 different values. Save this. Now, our second building block is to set a variable value. So therefore we're going to use smartsets. Here, our variable model will be assigned the value A. This is just a description, but of course it's a good idea to make your descriptions meaningful. So this is an assignment. Now the actual setting should be done here, where we will use the variable model. We will indicate that this smart set deals with the variable model and that it should be assigned the value A. So again, we set the value of the variable model to A. Now we are going to have to create smart sets also for the other models. Model is assigned value BBB, and again we do the same thing. The variable model is assigned the value B, and then we have a third case where the variable model is assigned the value C. Model is assigned the value C. Okay, so we covered our first 2 building blocks. We created a new user variable and we use smart sets to set the values. Okay, let's use this already. So in my smart topic introduction, I here have model. What we are going to do is we are going to replace model inside our book by the variable value. To do so, we are going to search and we are going to find text. We are going to find the word model in uppercase, so I'm going to check match case, and we are going to replace it not with text but with our variable model. Okay, and I'm going to replace the items in one run, in one go. Okay, if we now look in our topics, we will see that model is replaced with the variable model. Model in uppercase is replaced with the variable model. So to show you, we are also going to use our smart set. And we are going to say this book should deal with model A. Save this. Now, annual model A. If we now preview our book from this level, so we preview our book in English because we have been working on English content so far. If we preview, our browser is opened and we will see that in Smart Topic Introduction our variable value is correctly set to A. Here as well, etc. This will happen in all our topics for now, but this is just a first step. The next step would be to create conditions. And conditions will test the variable value. To do so, we're going to create new user smart rules. Right mouse click, smart rule. And our first test would be, does model, does it equal A? Again, does our variable model equal A? This is a test. Does the variable model equal A? Our next smart rule would be, does our variable model equal B? Does model equal B? Our third test would be, does the variable model, does it equal C? Does it equal C? Now in fact, you might remember, if you look back at our content, there is one chapter which is either A or B. So this feature is present in either A or B. To do so, we are going to create a smart rule that says, does model equal A or B? Oops, or B. So this is just a description. The actual build-up happens here, where we are now going to say we are going to reuse in fact our previously created smart rules. Does model equal A? Or does it equal B? As soon as you select two smart rules here, you will see this relationship appear. So in our case, we want to test if it's either model A or B. So we have to change the relation from AND to OR. Okay. So now, this feature should only be shown in case our variable value equals A. So we're going to make this feature conditional. This topic we are going to make conditional. To do so, we go to the properties of this topic and we add a rule, a smart rule, a condition. Does it equal A? For our B topic, the topic that describes feature B, we are going to add our rule, does our model equal B? And only if that is true, this topic will be shown. And we do the same for C, properties. And we also going to make this entire topic conditional. It will only be shown if our model equals C. Okay, now our smart chapter, that should also be made conditional. This should only be shown if our model equal A or B. And in this case, we want to propagate it to all the children inside this chapter. We are going to propagate it to the topics inside this chapter. What is the result of this? Is that both these topics that are present in this chapter now also have the same smart rule applied to them. They are also conditional. Okay, now let's go back to our smart book. If we now preview and we will see that only feature A is shown and feature AB is shown. All the other topics are not shown because there the condition evaluates to false and the content is not shown. Let's close this preview again. Now there's one more thing left to do, and that is we are going to add product pictures. To do so, I prepared a models folder with some images for model A, B or C. We are going to grab these 3 pictures inside our Windows Explorer, and we can easily upload them to the server by dragging them on out the image gallery of our project. What happens now, all these images are uploaded to the server and they are stored in the image gallery. Inside this project we can now, any author can use these images. So this we are going to change, and here we are going to insert image from project gallery. But to make it easy, I'm going to insert them all 3 in one time. That's possible. Maybe just a little bit. If you click an image here, it will be displayed on the right hand side, so you can easily view which image stands for what. Okay, I insert them all 3 in my topic, and we might want to give it a border. Okay, now since this book deals with A, we probably only want to show the picture for model A. In order to do so, we need to make content conditional inside a topic. We have to tag content, in fact, with our smart rules to make it conditional, to make it only show when, for example, our variable equals A. Now, to do so, we first have to change our topic class. And that's a one-time job. You can do that by clicking on the topic, right-click, Object Classes. I'm going to organize my topic classes. HelpServer knows that I'm positioned on an instance of a smart topic. I'm going to change the properties of my smart topic, and in the general part of my topic I'm going to add smart rule chunks. I'm going to create a blueprint of this topic class that says you can use the following smart rules. You can use either model, does model equal A, does model equal B, or does model equal C. And also our 4th smart rule I'm going to add. Now here I can set this chunk should be shown instead of general or can be shown after. This depends on your case, but I'm going to use after. After. Going to click the OK button. Now this button is highlighted in red, and we're going to submit the changes. Okay, that's done. We can close both windows by clicking the close button. Now we can use this smart rule or these smart rules in our topics. So insert smart rule, does model equal A. So now we put, in fact what we did is we inserted the smart rule around this selection, and we have two tags now, an opening tag which says here comes the smart rule, does model equal A, and this is the closure of the smart rule. We have to do, of course, we have to do the same for B. Insert smart rule, does model equal B, and we are also going to put tags around model C. Insert smart rule C. Okay, now our images are conditional. So let's preview again. Let's preview our book where the smart set happens. Variable will get a value then. Smart topic introduction with model A. We only see the picture from model A. Okay, close this. What we now still have to do in our topic introduction is, that was our initial goal as well, we are going to place some links. To place links, you right click on the topic, you click copy, let's put it in a bulleted list maybe, right mouse click, paste hyperlink to our common feature. We're going to do the same for A, copy, okay, and then for B, for C, okay. Now, just as with the images, we have to make those conditional, these links. So right mouse click, insert smart rule, smart rule for model A, the condition for model A. Here we are going to do the same. You can also use insert, in fact, smart rule B, and our next link, insert smart rule for model C. Okay, save. Let's preview our book again. And in our topic introduction, we should only see the link to the common feature, the link to feature A, and that seems to be correct. If we print our entire book, the PDF is generated on the server side in real time. Drop our zoom level. Then we only see those items appear in our table of contents. If we go to our smart topic introduction, okay, what we now still need to do is to copy our book, but maybe there's something else we want to do first, and that is our chapter. We also have to place a link to the chapter. To do so, again we copy, and we paste the hyperlink. the model equals A or B. Now we can copy our book. Copy. We're going to paste it as a clone. Call it B, but we are going to share, which means reuse all the topics. Okay, and we're going to do the same one more time. We are going to copy our book, paste it as a clone. This book represents model C. And again, we're going to share or reuse all the topics. Yeah. There's one more thing we need to do first. We have to change our smart set, present smart set A, and set it on B. And here we are going to set the smart set to C. Let's preview. Let's look at B. This all seems to be correct. There's one more thing I want to draw your attention to. That's if you click the link to the chapter, it still opens it in the wrong location. But that we can solve. In fact, our topics, we share them directly. So it's one object in the database. That's for all our topics. So if we click this button, it shows us all the places where it is used, and we can use it to navigate through it. Right click, go to. This is only one object in the database, this topic. Now, you might remember we copied our book and we pasted it as a clone. We reused all the topics, but the chapters, a chapter is of course not a topic. So the chapter itself is only hyperlinked, but is not the same object in the database. So we have to change this. In fact, we can remove, and we have to place two links. If the model equals A, this is our link. And if the model equals B, then we have to link to this chapter in our book B. Again, tag it with a smart rule. If we now preview our project again, then our link in B should point to our chapter features in B, and if we follow the link in our book A, it will correctly point to the chapter features AB in book A. Now there's only one more thing we have to do. Our book is ready to go now, so we have to publish all our content. Let's start with publishing our variable. let's publish our smart rules with dependent, so it will run through the entire structure and publish everything that needs to be published, and also publish our smart sets again with dependents. Okay, we can close the smart content node now. It's all published, and we still have to publish our project demonstration. And also publish content. We can do this without dependence because we only want to publish the relationship between content and our new project demo smart content. Okay, now to access those content objects, we can create pointers. Let's call this one book A. Let's call this one book B. Let's call this one book C. Again, because we assigned pointers, we need to publish the changes. And now, for instance, somebody calls, or our application has to send a help call to model C, and we can copy this URL, paste it in the address bar of our browser, and our book C is shown in the context of our project. Because the pointer points to our book, our smart set will happen, the variable will get a value, and then all the rest is resolved by the smart content functionality.